So we are back again here. As I mentioned, so whatever progress we have achieved today, it is majorly because of continuous research and development. Human being is always interested to search for the solutions which are solution to the problems in the society. So that's why we have a degree course, that is the Doctor of Philosophy, where we do some research and create one thesis, also publish the paper. We know that thesis is limited to your maybe library, but when we publish the paper, it is open to the whole world. So any scientist from the world can refer this paper and can use the knowledge. So I will express my experience here, that I was in research and development in the KSB pumps, India. So we are referring the research paper. Please understand. You may say that industry is not using the research paper. That is not true. Industry also refers research paper for creating new product, to improve the understanding about the new product. Okay. Now we'll move to our research. Whenever in the PhD or MTech, we go for research, we start our study with the research problem. Okay. Why? Please understand here. In the academic research, please understand, in academic research, we have to start with some problem, research problem. It is open-ended. So you have to make it close-ended. Okay. You cannot do the random research. So we should have appropriate target for the research. You already seen what can be outcome of the, how to measure the outcome of research. Okay. But beside that, we have to also clearly define our problem, what you are, what you will get at the end of the research. You have to clearly define that. So research problem, it is very important tool in the PhD thesis. We have to adhere to this research problem. Okay. So today we will understand what is a research problem, what are the sources for this research problem, what are the criteria or characteristic of good research problem, what the errors we can commit in the research problem, and the scopes and objective of the research problem. So please understand, our research cannot be open-ended. It has to some aim. We have to find some answer. Okay. So research start with the research problem. And in the end, at the end of your thesis, at the end of your PhD, you should provide solution, or you should provide answer to this problem. That is the research. So it will guide you throughout the research. Research problem will guide you throughout the research, how to proceed, what to do. Okay. Everything we have to do based on this research problem. Okay. Based on the research problem. So in other way, we can say that research problem is your aim of the research. It is the backbone, of your research. On this backbone, you develop your research. Okay. Research is not random, please understand. It is not random. It has some direction. It has some destination. Okay. Research is not random. It is having its own destination. It is having its own path. This path is guided by your destination. Please understand what you want at the end. What you want at the end. This is decided. This is decided by this research problem. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, your research is guided by this research problem. So, your research success depends on the proper selection of research problem. Please understand. Your success of research depends on the proper selection of this research problem. Don't make hurry. Make proper steps to search, define the research problem. Okay. If your research is good, you can get a good, you can go for postdoctoral research. Okay. You can get good job. You can further develop after PhD, you can develop reputation in the research community. So everything depends on defining the research problem. Please understand. Everything depends on this research problem. Okay. So proper selection of research problem is very, very important. So as I observe, majority of PhD students are new, okay, to the research topic. For them, it is very, very new. But there are the ways, guidelines that can help you to define the research problem. Okay. So no need to worry. You can also take the help of some researchers, your seniors, some faculties, which may be other than guide also. Okay. No need to worry. But we can search some good problem. Please understand, PhD is a hard work. So you have to anyway you have to do you have to work hard. And if you spend the time for right cause, if you spend time for right cause, you will get good fruits. Okay. Fruits from this research. Okay. So as I mentioned, there is motivation for research, and beside degree, you know that you will get degree after completing the research, but it should also elevate your profile, research profile. It should create some fame, name in the society. Okay. We are getting, after completing the PhD, you will get PhD. But beside that, you should create something new, your name in the field. Okay. So that will help you. Okay. Don't make hurry. Don't make hurry. Okay. I'll move to the next slide. So please understand what is the research problem. So research problem is typically, we can say it is a question or it is a set of questions. What they are indicating. Research problem or this question are indicating gap in the knowledge. Please understand. What is not known to you is not, what is not known, what is unknown to you is not the research. Okay. What we have to do is what is unknown to society, that we have to find. Please understand. You are not to search what is unknown to you, but you have to search what is unknown to the society. As I mentioned, you are new to field and many things may be unknown to you. But finding the unknown for you is not a research. You have to find unknown for the society. No one has done. Okay. We have to think innovative or new knowledge. We have to find the research gap. Suppose society is not having the knowledge in particular area, that knowledge you have to search, you have to add in that knowledge. That is a gap in the knowledge. This gap you have to fulfill. Okay. Research gap that is existing in the field that you have to fill. Okay. Please understand. So you are not to find which is unknown to you, but you have to find the thing which is unknown to the society or in your research area. Okay, so I will just give some simple idea here. So questions. Now I mentioned that research problem is a question or set of questions that you will able to answer after finishing your PhD or after finishing your research. The questions that you put can be based on, it can be based on observation, contrary or contradictory to the current understanding. Okay, you may find some contrary or contradictory means all of a sudden is very opposite of opposite to something contradictory, okay, to current understanding. Okay, like you have to give the example from your field. Please understand. So I generally give example from my field. There are some phenomena which are very clear. Let just take one example. Suppose Newton was sitting below the apple tree. Apple fell down. Apple fall down. So apple moved from top to bottom. It happened because of gravity. So there can be some situation where apple, instead of going down, if it is moving up, there can be situations. Okay. I'm just giving one example. So why this is happening, why this exception is there, that you have to tell. So that can be your research problem. Observations which are contrary or contradictory. Contradictory means totally opposite. Contrary means slightly differing. Okay. Like I gave here example like when fluid moves on the surface, near the surface, the fluid velocity is what? 0. But there is exception in the liquid sodium. Near the surface, the velocity is not 0. Okay. You can give your own example here. Okay. So like this. Sometime problematic phenomenon, we have some questions why it is happening. Okay. We have our own understanding why it is happening. So can we do the research to explain this phenomena? Can we have the research to explain the phenomena? Okay. So we have to search such problematic phenomena. Okay, like I give an example, like there is complex temperature flow situation in the vortex tube. It is one device. Center, it is low temperature, at the outside hot. Why is this happening? Okay. So that may be a research problem. So there can be one thing, that is current ideas which are challenged by new hypotheses. Like earlier, people like Ayurveda suggested that salt is good for tooth, but many companies were not accepting. toothpaste, the salt in the toothpaste. All of a sudden, we are seeing now the toothpaste is salt. So there was idea that not to use salt. Okay, but now they are started using. Okay, so why this is happening? Okay, current ideas which are challenged by new hypothesis. Sometimes you think very judiciously about some phenomenon and you point out that current method is not correct. It needs some improvement. Like yesterday, there was rain, heavy rain near to Katras. So my fellow colleague suggested why we don't have sufficient drainage on the highways. Okay. So that we can improve. If you are a civil engineer, how to improve this drainage? Okay. So there is something faulty method, design method that it is not able to drain the water properly. Okay. Then next is importance of neglected area. Please understand there are many areas which need the research, but people don't do the research because there is no, you can say, sudden or immediate outcome from that research. Take the example like I am from the field, from the heat transfer, but people are not using the heat transfer research to improve the utensils used for cooking, although it is not direct having the industrial application. But there are so many households which are using the utensils. There are also utensils used by the hotels, and we know that hotels have very huge consumption. Small hotels, restaurants, continuously preparing dosa. They are very flat, big tawa, pan. Okay, and this tawa, the efficiency, we can improve the heat loss. We can reduce the heat loss. We can improve the efficiency. We can save the very huge amount of the fuel, like gas. Okay, so this is a neglected area, but you can start this and can help the society. Okay, so I have given some guideline for forming the research problem. Please understand, only completing PhD is not enough. But are you solving the problems from your society? Are you helping the society from your outcome of research? Please understand. Are we solving the problems which are existing in India, existing in Maharashtra? So that we have to see. Okay. Please understand, by conducting the research, you will get the degree. But beside degree, we want some good outcome. Now we'll come to the sources of research problem. Please understand, when you start the research, you are unknown to the field. You are unknown to research field. You are known to, okay, you are known to the area. Please understand. As I mentioned, first, if you want to start the research, you have to study few courses which are related to the research. And one more subject that you have to learn That is the research methodology. Please understand, as I mentioned yesterday in the morning, yesterday in WhatsApp, that nature follows. I already started with this lecture that what is the basis for the research is nature follows the rule, follows few rules. And in the research, what we do, we find this research, we find these rules. Okay, our aim of research is to find the rules. Okay, that is the basis of the research. Okay, we generally we find these rules. Okay, so when we start research, so in the research methodology that I am mentioning, now these rules of the natures can be expressed effectively in the form of mathematics. Please understand. Mathematics is a very important part of research methodology. Okay, so we have to learn how to fit the curve, how to fit the relation, what is the hypothesis testing, statistics. These few topics we have to learn in the research methodology. Maybe you will use now these techniques or maybe later part of life. Now our research is becoming day by day interdisciplinary. Please understand. Don't say that if you are working in one area, you will not need the knowledge from other field, or you will not need the collaboration with other field. Yes, we need the collaboration with other field. Then and then your research can have more value. Okay, your research will have more value if it is interdisciplinary, if it is having good part of mathematics. Please understand, if you complete the thesis which is having the less mathematical portion or no mathematical portion, your value will be less. Please understand. So you have to include some mathematical portion. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, first you have to be aware about your field, like you are from mechanical and that you want to do research in thermal area, you have to be very good in the thermal area first. Then next comes that you have to contact with the persons from the field you want to do the research. Okay, so you can contact some person from your field. Please don't hesitate to contact the people, discuss with the people, because they can really help you. Okay, you can contact 5-6 good people from your field, ask them what are the suggestion, which area is good from your sub area. Please understand, we have to work at sub area level, not our area. Like my area is mechanical, in that thermal, in the thermal, what I want heat transfer enhancement. This is sub topic you have to work. Okay, you have to work in this topic. Okay, so take the help from other person, discuss, ask. Don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate to meet the people, take their guidance. For the good work, you have to take the help of others. Please understand. You just want to wind up your PhD, do something, complete some work, spend the time, finish. That is not good. Okay. Please understand, when we think about the research, so many are saying that the research done in the India for PhD is not good. Okay. Why it is not good? People are they're not doing any work? They are doing, but they are not doing smart way. Okay. So you contact people from your area, talk to them, discuss with them the possible areas, possible topics, what's possible sources, scope for the particular topic. Okay. Now we'll move to the next, that is the scientific literature. We'll move to the next, which can help you to select your research problem. What is that? That is the scientific literature. I am not aware that all of you know how to write a research paper. But in the research paper, whatever you say, I say that the vertical axis turbine has good efficiency. When I say this statement, please understand, we have to give the statement on the basis of some research paper. When you write in the research paper that I'm giving one example, just simple example, like I give the example like diesel engine is having the more efficiency than petrol engine. When I give this statement in the research paper, when I write this research paper, then in the bracket, I need to mention where I got this information. Then in the bracket, I have to write the reference number. Suppose it is mentioned in the reference number 4 that efficiency of diesel engine is more than efficiency of petrol engine. So whenever we write anything in the research paper, in the thesis, it should be evidence-based. So what evidence I took? Evidence of other, reference number 4. I took the evidence from others. So we have to go for scientific literatures. So what are the scientific literatures? So authenticate the real, we can say, reference generally we take from the journal papers. Which journal paper? These are called as research journal papers. So whenever any scientist conducts research, after conducting the research, after concluding, after analysis, he writes the paper that is called a research paper, and that is published in the research journal. Okay, this is the authentic, we can say authentic source for the research. Okay, and then comes thesis. Please understand what happens many times, the journal papers, they miss many details. Okay, research paper miss many details that are not available. Okay, so suppose you want to regenerate the same research. So many times some missing data will be there. So to start with, it is also good idea, okay, to go through the thesis. If you go to the Google and type heat transfer master thesis, heat transfer PhD thesis, psychology PhD thesis, psychology MTech thesis, then you will get few PDFs, okay. So theses are very long in detail. So there are less chances of missing any important details. Okay. But authentic source is what? Research journal. Okay. Then we can use the thesis, master thesis, PhD thesis, like in the India, not easily the thesis are available online, but you can find from the foreign sources. In India, you may need to visit the libraries, like if you want to find the research conducted in IIT Bombay, you can search online in their library. And if you find say, any interesting topic, you can go there and can xerox the thesis. There can be also research reports that you can use, which are published by research agencies. Okay. So why we need to go through this scientific literature is to know what is done. Why we go for this? To know what is done, how it is done. Is there any gap existing? Okay. So we have to study very carefully. We have to create the proper table for this, for the journal papers, what they have done, what was the condition, what parameter they varied, what was the range of parameter. Okay, that everything you need to know. I will send you one table how I did one literature survey. Okay, table I will show you. I'll send you. Maybe I will need to find the time. So you need to make the table in a particular research paper. What parameter was studied? What parameter was varied? What was the range of parameter? What was not considered? Okay, all this we have to make in the tabular format. Please understand. After reading the paper, you have to make in tabular format. It is very fast and convenient way to understand. Then find out what is the gap existing. Then find out what is the gap existing. Okay. That is so second point is very important. That is the scientific literature. Okay. One more scientific literature that is mentioned is a white paper. So generally white paper is a paper. White paper is in-depth report about something, like government publishes white papers in particular area. Like here I have given in PPT one link for white paper from automobile field. Similar link is also available for leather field or similar fields. Okay. So in this white paper, so in this white paper, they guide us about that particular area. Like this paper is about the automotive field. What are the emerging field in automobiles? What are the emerging materials like this? All information, scientific information you can find. The purpose is to educate. Now you take the field of automotive or automobile. What is happening? What can happen? Everything is detailed explained in that paper. So that can also help you. As I mentioned, you have to work in the emerging field. That will give the more benefit to you. Please understand. Rather than working in the field which have less scope or already research is done. Okay. So I think time is ending. We'll meet after 10 minutes. We'll meet after 10 minutes.